Guys, welcome back. This is the next podcast, Game Week 5 completion. And what a week it's been. I think everyone has been watching every fixture in a lot of detail. And there's been some very, very, very surprising results. I'm here outside Jaiki today for this podcast with Sham, Ed.
Hey guys.
And we've also got Dan, who'll be joining us very, very shortly. So I hope you're enjoying the podcast so far. This will be the third installation of them, and continue on. We'll welcome special guests as and when, but let's kick into the results of the Game Week 5. Over to you, Ed.
So first up is John versus Sham.
Boom! Like the greatest game
Very tight
ever
game.
Okay.
in the round. I mean, I'm sorry, but I know I'm biased here, but it was simply amazing.
Okay, so just to recap, John sat in second from last, 9th position with good points, 8th position, and he required good points to get him out of the bottom zone against James. So James had to have a hefty loss in order for him to be out. But what was the outcome? What's the result? 36 to John and 39 to Sham.
Yeah, I mean it was crazy. I don't think John actually thought that he was going to be last, and it was incredible. Saturday was dismal, as you must have read from my media comments. I was depressed. I was hugging all my childhood teddy bears and listening to E17 and Usher's Confessions on repeat. I mean, it was dreadful. Saturday ended at 36 to 18, so it was shocking. But then, lo and behold, come Sunday, I had faith in my differentials. Like, this is the best thing about having differentials in your team. On Sunday, Wolves they played a blinder. I got 6 points for Johnny, 8 points for Jimenez, and then that closed me down to about 28. And then I think all I needed was 7 points from Danny Ings or Pascal Gross. And I managed to get the 7 points from Ings. Absolutely phenomenal display by my team. Just shows that I don't need the highlight teams, the highlight real players in Salah, Gray or Mkhitaryan, so there's no pressure on them.
The underdogs performed.
The underdogs performed, and
That's
it shows you that differentials work. Keep trading your teams out, and it will work. It will pay off. But yeah, ended up with another win, and I'm third in the league. So
Third in the
very
league,
happy.
and this does actually mean John finishes the round at the bottom.
Yeah, shocking.
You know,
shocking.
we'll go into the James against Mahir shortly, but again, now it's John. Unfortunately, it's a forfeit round for you.
Yeah, it really is, and I mean. Yeah, we'll see. We'll have another podcast where we explain what's going on with the ceremony and what sort of forfeits that John has to come back with. But yeah, I mean, shocking display, shocking. Really, I mean, why would you put a Watford defender on when you've got a second striker for Chelsea just sitting on the bench? Why would you keep your team as it is, static as it is? So you know. There was issues there. He had points on the board on his bench to win the game, but yeah.
See, tactics paid off. But
yep, definitely.
We'll look forward to the email.
Yeah. Dan, what's your views on the John versus my game?
Relief. I think there's a moral here that people who trade and people who take on board some extra involvement, they survived.
Great
Perfect.
stuff, guys.
All right.
Next fixture on the
Next
list. Binesh in my rear view. Greg against Great Balls of Fire. Binesh. Right, interesting game here because exactly it finished 32 to Greg, 29 to Binesh, and I think it's the first defeat for Binesh for myself at the moment. Very, very disappointed, but you know it had to come sometime, and I think all I have to probably say is loans. You know, Aguero on loan shifted the score over by giving an extra 7 to Greg. Otherwise, I think Greg didn't have any firepower at the front unless Nicholas didn't help you out.
Is this rule 10?
Is it rule 10? I think this is.
I would shut up now then. But
Hey, I mean,
good performance by Greg.
Yeah, the initial draft, we pushed it out to the managers and said, you know, what does everyone prefer? Whether it's free trade, so it's a free for all for everyone, or it's governed by at least administrators or managed by all the managers together. Everyone wanted a free for all. You wanted a Mad Max situation, and you got it. So you know, this is what we've got, and this is what we have to deal with.
Embrace the chaos.
Make it a lot more exciting. Last year we had none of this.
Yeah.
So this year it's a very it doesn't always work out well, as I've experienced, but
Yeah.
it's definitely making it much more.
Let's just
fun
say
and
there'll be more excitement this weekend than probably next weekend coming up, game week 6.
Yeah.
It's been a learning curve. I think people are getting used to how to play the system now.
Yep.
Yeah. No, definitely.
Negotiating, etc.
Definitely.
Including Ed.
Yeah, including Ed. Yeah, he's learning step by step.
Cool.
Okay, next game. So we've got Abu, the Cronutters, versus Nicholas.
Weidenweiser.
That one. So
Say that again.
Weidenhauser.
That's fine. That will do.
Budweiser.
Budweiser. That's
It's
it.
one of
Yeah.
those- There'll be a different pronunciation of the name.
Cronutters versus Budweiser. There we go.
Fantastic. So Abu got the win. So it was quite, again, very close game. Only a few points in it. Any comments coming on this, Sham?
Oh, I mean, like, how lucky is Abu? I mean, coming back with the W again when it looked like he was going to lose by, I think it was indicated 16 points or something. So something similar like that. So amazing, amazing to come back. I mean, but then it was Brighton's comeback. So Abu and Nick's was the same as John and I's game, where everything relied upon the last game, and Nick having 3 defenders or 3 people in defence, one of them being a goalkeeper from Southampton. All relied on Southampton to keep a clean sheet, but unfortunately that wasn't the case, and between those 3 players they only needed they only got 1 point. So kind of shocking, but I mean, again, although I think it's different margins of like the differentials, like where you do need differentials, you do need players in all the games, like, you know, to really push everything through, just in case your highlight reel players are not going to score. You need, you know, players beyond that to get those points on the board. But on the flip side, on the other case, having too many differentials just from one team shows you that basically that this causes issues. Look at Nick's with having 3 Southampton players, so 3 people got negative points because of like the goals that Brighton scored. So I don't know, it's I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, do you think it's worth having 3 people from a differential team sitting in defence?
It's a risk.
It's the approach I'm taking. I think if you do it with Liverpool or City or Chelsea,
I
it
agree.
makes sense. If you do it with Southampton, then you obviously hedge your bets.
Yep, I agree. What about you, Binesh?
Big risk, big reward, yeah. In this case, I think you're right with the Man City, the bigger clubs, Liverpool. That's an ideal scenario, but I think with you're hedging your bets against Watford, Bournemouth, them sort of likes. But in this case, good. Well done to Abu for 5 wins out of 5 wins.
Yeah,
5-point gap.
And three games with 3 points in it.
Yeah,
exactly.
Amazing. Only just winning it again.
Nicholas, I think a message to Nicholas would be, if you had Aguero, you would have won this game, right?
Yes, that would have been the case. Yeah, that would have been the case.
When you get that chip off your shoulder, you tell him about it.
That would have been the case. I mean, I still respect Nicholas's team, what he's trying to do. He's trying to make changes. He's trying to risk everything he possibly can. You always see him on waivers. You always see him messaging people, messaging managers for certain trades. So, he is there. He is nearabouts. He is working on his team to rebuild. So, nothing really more I can say about him.
But I think his team's interesting where he has Aguero and that one big name. He doesn't have a whole lot else to manoeuvre. He's got some good players in there, and obviously he's picking up the points, but it's not like he can trade up or down slightly. He's got people at either end of the spectrum.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Cool. Yeah, well done, Abu.
Okay, so next game, Q Carroll versus Don't Give Me the Sacco.
Oh.
So this was the pinnacle. This changed the whole table. So James won his first game, with 42 points to 36 points. Okay, so Binesh, do you want to start us off on this? What was your thoughts?
Oh, epic! I really thought Mihir had got the game in the bag, and predicting what the score between Southampton and Brighton would have been. I was suspecting James had a loss, and he was preparing for his forfeits already. From what I recall, I was actually thinking about the forfeits to give to James already, but he's pulled it off, and I think he's actually been on the transfer market trying to negotiate deals. He's actually been proactive, which is good, and that's probably hopefully helped him turn things around a little bit. I think he's made a few more transfers, so exciting things for him to come, probably, right? For him to come.
West Ham performing well, Arnautovic getting it out, 12 points, perfect timing for him. I mean, measured his team perfectly, so he left Fraser on the bench with 18 points. Just timed it perfectly.
I mean,
he's just toying with us.
He really is. But I mean, I did have to just go back to his media comments, which really kind of showed the anguish that he was going through, and what he was feeling that game week weekend, where he mentioned over the past 6 weeks it's been so emotional and he's never had so many near misses. Also, him on Saturday evening, similar to me, deleting the app out of frustration after the realisation of subbing Fraser and the fact that he won't be coming on as an auto sub to add to his total tally. So I mean, real frustration. But then, like Dan mentioned afterwards, it turned into sheer relief and an amazing feeling as well, coming out of bottom place and being bottom all the way through. I kind of know what that feels like, being in season 1 where I was last pretty much for 34 game weeks and on the 35th I managed to get out of bottom place and it felt amazing. Thankfully with James it didn't take him 34 weeks to figure out how to get out of that place. So congratulations James.
Second top scorer this week again.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's
always
punching above his weight. The points just aren't there on the scoreboard.
Yeah, I mean he's got a good points overall score, 202 points. I mean
that's more than me, and I'm in second.
What's that, net fourth? So he's very good team. He just needs to keep going, keep playing as he is, and
get some good transfers in as well to bolster his squad.
Get some good head-to-heads as well. Yeah, transfers as well and good heads. Yeah.
Cool. Well done, James.
Well done, James.
Well done.
So final game was Ostfalen Reserves versus Flying Pigs.
Hey.
I've got to say,
a complete demolition.
I've got to say, although Dan did win 60-40, I'm pretty impressed still to get 40 points after what I put my team through.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Just imagine what would have happened.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, have you tallied it up of the players that you lost and how much that would have come up to?
I've not done that bit, no.
Okay, all right. Well,
But
when you
basically, without Hazard, it would only be a few points in it. So
it would have
Dan
been 2 points, right?
Yeah, it would have been a couple of points in
Because
it.
Gray got 2 points, so you would have ended up with 42.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'd have edged it.
Yeah.
But equally, if you then haven't sabotaged your team, I would be bottom right now.
Wow. See?
Well, actually, if you got
exactly.
42, because you would be in the same points as James, right?
So you would have been
So you would have been last.
But it would have been a double flag, both
if,
of them.
if I hadn't got silver and if I hadn't got whoever else Ed kindly donated,
Wow.
I would have lost and finished bottom.
Yeah.
That
was
So it's
amazing.
a fine margin. So I
Amazing.
think, well done on getting 40 points, but my loan deal of Hazard strikes, perfect timing. The demolition of your team, perfect. Even giving Vertonghen back so you only got 1 point.
Yeah.
And just quite happy with that. And the cherry on the cake was taking Murray off you, just to consign to
chuck
the,
him
to the farm.
To the farm. Yeah.
Wow.
His scoring a penalty late on was just
That was very
the end of a good
insulting.
weekend.
Yeah. But a great display, Dan. I mean, amazing run of points. So nearly got top spot of. You really did nearly get to the top spot of the game week high scores. 3 off.
I blame my strike force.
Jesus.
Yeah.
The soul.
Not your Southampton defender that you were relying
it's
on.
worth a punt.
Yeah.
It's worth a punt. I didn't have any points on the bench,
Sure, yeah.
so I can't really.
Just goes to
complain.
show the lengths you've gone to get the squads teed up and so right, and also annihilate the opponent in the process. I'm looking forward to game week 6.
So in game week 6, Dan plays me, guys, ladies and gentlemen. So that's what Binesh's comments about. But yeah, I mean, it's
great
interesting.
round, great round, right?
5 game weeks. Dan has shown that he can build 5 different teams to play for those 5
and demolish
games.
5 different teams.
And
also.
demolish 5 different teams. So no, it's been an amazing round. I mean, you cannot call it. It's been great, and yeah, we look forward to the next round. Hopefully, we would love for the next round to be just as exciting as this, but I don't know. We'll see.
Yep.
We didn't expect anything from this. I mean, Ed, did you expect like this round to be this exciting? Come down like this much, right down to the end, like a scene out of a Hollywood film.
Well, after our experience last year where there is a walk in the park from here, I didn't expect it to be this exciting. So it's a very dramatic change from what we're used to. I mean, I had to take a deep breath sometimes just to get through.
It's
Yeah,
epic.
no, definitely.
I think we'll see many more rounds such as this as well.
I mean, I hope so.
Game
I
weeks
hope
as
so.
well.
Yeah, it was just incredible. This just shows that, you know, draft makes like football so much more watchable, other than watching your team or your favourite players or your favourite team like playing, or in whatever league it is. Because on Monday I was sat glued to watching Southampton versus Brighton, and you know, really rooting for an Ings hat trick, just like I was a Southampton fan. So, you know, it's incredible. It's incredible fantasy football, and especially this draft and what it's caused. So no, very happy for it and looking forward to the future.
So just that final thoughts on the table there, just to let you know, 15 points at the top, 3 points at the bottom, 12 point amongst everyone. It's still tight, it's still early days, anything can happen.
So yeah, there's 3 people on 6 points, you know, and there's 2 people on the 3 points are both at the bottom. So one game in it, those people on 6 points are at the bottom, and it becomes a whole different story in the next round.
It really does, and you know, shockingly, the only gap that we've got is Abu's margin. Like Abu is ahead by 5 points, simply because, well, the main reason is he's just as he's not dropping points, everyone's squabbling with each other, and he's just still picking up with the win. So, you know, 5 and 5 is incredible. I don't see that happening again in round 2, but I mean, if anyone could do it, then it would only be Abu. I don't think anyone else has got a side or the tactics involved to be able to change their team suited for each game week like Abu can. So we'll see how it goes. Right, that's the end of Game Week 5 review. That's 5 game weeks down. We've come to our first round stop with Abu in the lead and John at bottom place. Now is the time to kind of celebrate. We have the batting cages booked in Stratford with plenty of drink and also some proposals and ceremonies to celebrate the winner and provide the forfeits to the loser, and also some rule changes as well. So not sure when the next podcast is going to be, but if it is afterwards, we'll give you a rundown of what those changes and how that ceremony came about. But that's it for now.
Cool, thanks guys, thanks for listening.
Thank you.